memory. Have you ever wondered why some things you can always remember and other things you might just forget even if you want to remember them? What about an exam? What about a formula? What about that basic plus, minus or multiply in that formula that spoils your whole answer? Isn't there a way that you can just save some information like a computer and delete some which you don't want to remember? Well, it turns out it all depends on a tiny little part, a tube-like part in our brain called as the hippocampus. The hippocampus is responsible for storing, organizing and retrieving memories. In short, it converts your short-term memory to long-term memory. So what is it as a student that you can do to tell your hippocampus to save some information or memorize something? Is there anything we can do? Well, you can't just save it or tell it to remember something. That will, I guess, make you forget that even faster. What you can do is use some techniques tried and tested by experts. So here are 6 techniques that I would like to share with you. The first one is the most obvious, which we all do, which we have done today, is repetition. Repeating something, revising something helps us keep things in our long-term memory. The second is your maths teacher's favorite, practice. They ask you to practice, your English teacher asks you to practice, your science teacher asks you to do that experiment or try that concept. Hence, the second technique you can use is practice and experience something that you want to remember. The third one is the most important, which is association. I remember your name with your face. I remember your parents because I remember you. I remember a particular concept because I've seen an illustration in my book. I've seen something, I remember it. I can relate you with your parents, I can remember it. There is one more thing related to association, which a lot of memory experts vouch by, which is mind mapping or the mind palace as they call it. It requires you to imagine a safe space that you remember, like your room. And there is a poster in your room where probably there is that information that you want. There is that item that you want. That definition is written that you want to write in the exam. What else? Maybe you have kept a list in your drawer and you can retrieve it through that memory technique. A little tough, but not impossible. Now comes the fourth one, which is a student's favorite, which is speciality or novelty. What if your teacher surprises you? You will remember that, and you will remember that concept. What if you go out, visit a place for the very first time, and then learn something about that place? You will remember it. What if it's the last time you are giving this particular talk? Now you will not forget it for a long time. Because now you associate it, and now the speciality and novelty is that this is the last time I have given this talk. Now let's move on to the fifth technique, which is the most difficult, but we still can try and use it, which is emotional resonance. Have you ever wondered why sometimes if you are having an argument, you are more likely to remember some things? Because they touched you emotionally that time. So, 10 good things you may not be able to remember, but one thing that made you really angry, you remember. Hence, emotional resonance sticks with you. What else? Something that made you really happy or really sad will stick with you. So, did the Jallianwala massacre make you really sad? Did it really affect you emotionally? What happened that day? You are more likely to remember it and more likely to remember the details if you connect with it emotionally. The last is not really a technique. It's just a habit and it's something you would love to do. Sleep. Your teachers tell you, your parents tell you. Do not study through the night if you have an exam. Why is that? Because sleep aids your short-term memory and your hippocampus to move things to your long-term memory. So while you sleep, your brain is working hard to make sure you remember stuff. So next time you have an exam, remember, study on time and sleep on time to help your brain remember it more. So if you want your brain to do the best, you should let it rest. Thank you.